The human being has two bodies. Two bodies. The first one is spiritual. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that this spiritual body, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicated with us in the spiritual form. Before you were put into this body, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicated with us. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He extracted the souls from Adam alayhi salam, and He asked them a question. Alastu bi rabbikum? Am I not your Lord? Qalu bala shahidna. Of course, we bear witness. This happened in the spiritual realm, when you were just a spiritual body. So this is the first body that you have. This is the first body. And then at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed it, it was thrust into the physical body. And you began to grow in the womb of your mother. You began to grow, you began to grow, you began to grow. Right? So then when you're born, the first body that you have to take care of is the biological body, this outward body. It's the sunnah of Allah. Ask our brother right here. He has his daughter. She's about 2 years old? 2.5, right? She wants to eat. She wants to sleep. She wants to play, right? She wants to have fun. She's just exploring her body biologically. He hasn't begun to teach her salat. She'll probably pray if she sees her father pray, but she doesn't understand, right? She's not developed yet, all right? So, and then it grows. Right about 7 years old, children can discriminate. 6, 7 years old, they begin to discriminate. What's good, what's bad? What's right, what's wrong? That's a psychological growth, psychological development. Spirituality is the last thing that we began to develop. It's the last thing. So if a person is not biologically developed, they are not psychologically developed, and you try to give them a spiritual remedy, you're in the wrong. They're not ready for it. And then you're going to say, what's wrong with you? Why are you like this? What's your problem? And in reality, it's not them. It's the society. It is the parents put them in public school. It's their environment. It's all these things. That's really what's wrong, not the child. All right? Even Rasulullah ﷺ said, began to teach them salat at 7 years old, discipline them at the age of 10, and then it's between them and Allah at the age of 15. Right? They are mukhallif. They become responsible at the age of 15. Right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, Rasulullah ﷺ, He's explaining to us how this works. You have to work with them biologically first. Then you work with them psychologically. Lastly, you work with them spiritually. Okay? When a person becomes Muslim, this is the same thing. And we have a big problem with this too in our community, but I didn't come here to talk about that today. Right? We have a big problem. People become Muslim. How many shahadas have come here? Yeah, Imam. Once or twice a month. The first thing you have to do with a new Muslim, this is what Rasulullah ﷺ used to do. Right? The first thing you do with them, you just make sure that they're okay. How's your health? How's your family? You deal with them outward, biologically. Is everything okay? Be nice to them. And then it's also at the same time, it's psychological. Because people, as the early Muslims used to say, tahaddu, tahabbu. If you give gifts, there will be love. Right? If you give gifts, that's psychological. You give somebody a gift, oh, mashallah, thank you so much. Then when they see you, they're going to want to give you something. That's psychological. That's something that's happening psychologically. The last thing you do with them is you begin to, give them those things that helps their soul to grow. Their soul to grow. You slowly teach them their prayers. You slowly teach them to read Quran in Arabic. You slowly teach them how to do salawat ala nabi. You teach them da'awat, like how to call upon Allah, all of the adab and everything, all of the masnoon dua, things like that. right? And then you teach them dhikr. These are the things that help the soul to expand. But if you try to give them all the spiritual stuff first, what will happen? They're gonna leave. They're like, man, these people they don't understand me, they don't know me, right? This is the problem, you see? Sometimes we do this with our children. It's a big mistake. Okay, big mistake.